Student exercise 2, this is the second portion. This means that you will be doing a lot of the work. I will pause the video and have the answers show up. But this is really common where we are going to identify what property is used. Subtraction. Oh, I didn't erase this. Oh my goodness. So I need to fix this too. Hopefully on your PDF, it'll be fixed by the time you get this. But you're going to get a word bank, just like in your homework from the previous night, how you had a word bank of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division properties of equality. You are going to get a word bank with commutative and associative property as well. So our directions, copy down the original and first step of the equation. So in your notebook, you're going to have to copy it down. Using the word bank, identify which property was used for the first step. So our word bank is commutative property, not subtraction property. This is associative property, and then the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So just to recap, our commutative property is when it switches. So if you want to, this is how you annotate. You'll write switch next to commutative. And if I see this on your test, that's okay. If I see this on your quizzes, that's okay. If I see it on your homework, that's okay. If I see it on your classwork, that is okay to do. This is annotating. This is a very valuable skill. So when you see associative property and you're like, I still don't really get, oh yeah, it's when we group two terms or group two factors together. And distributive property, oh, that's when we draw on the rainbows. This is how I annotate it. It's a good way to remember it. Okay, so I'm going to zoom way in. But you need to write down this original equation. So you need to write 2 plus 3x plus 3 plus x is equal to 5. And then below it, you're going to write, so this is your notebook will look like this, A. Oh, let me get a smaller one. You're going to write 2 plus 3 plus 5 equals 5. Oops, this is x. And then you're going to write, what did I do? So as you're writing, you think, what was different between the first step and the next step? And you're like, oh, they grouped 2 and 3 together. We didn't switch anything around. Nothing was switched. We just grouped 2 different ones. So this is the associative property. Then you write associative property and you say it quietly under your breath to practice saying it, associative property. And then you say over, and then you decide, is this addition or multiplication? Then you say over addition. Maybe it says of addition, but addition is the other word. So you are going to do this 6 more times, 4 more times, 5 more times. You're going to do this 5 more times. And I don't want you to just verbally do this and just like look at it and decide. I want you to, on here, I want you to annotate. Like if you switched, we didn't switch, but we grouped. So group, you write group next to it. In this next problem, if you are distributing, draw in your rainbows when you write the problem down. I use rainbows because I taught 6th grade, but that's not academic vernacular, sorry. So then you know which one it is. Because the better you practice it now, right here, when you're by yourself, when you're focused, the better you are going to do this on an exam or on a quiz or on an exit ticket, okay? So I'm gonna pause the video here, and when I come back, I'm just gonna have answer keys and I'm gonna scroll through like, oh, here's the answer and here's the answer. But I want you just to pause for, take 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes to write down each step and write down the property. And if you do this right, as in you do it correctly now, you'll be able to do it better in the future. All right, come back in a little bit. Pause the video now. Welcome back. Here are some answers. For A, it is the associative property over addition. For B, it's the distributive property of multiplication over addition. For C, it's also the distributive property. For D, it's the associative property of multiplication. Make sure you have the of addition or multiplication down here. It's the commutative property of multiplication down here. For E and F is the associative property of multiplication. So be sure to make sure if it's whichever property over addition and multiplication. And you are going to get more practice on this during the independent exercise time. Okay, That's it for this video. We have another part of the video coming up where we are going to talk about if-then statements. So get out the notebook portion of your notebook, the notes part, because I'm going to do an example. Okay, next video.